What's up, guys? It's Damp. So I'm back after our crazy last few days. I actually managed to quarter the bear. Unfortunately, I came down with some food poisoning. So I ate some of the moose and actually got food poisoning. Now, I don't know if that's tied to... I've heard previously that if you don't vary your diet, you're more likely to get food poisoning. I've heard it could be tied to I guess intestinal parasites is another one you can get. So I don't know what happened to cause me to have food poisoning, but that's what you guys have missed. So I did manage to quarter the bear. I, I've kind of taken taken an inventory of the situation around my clothing. It's pretty bad. I need to make my way back. Just to the camp office just so I can do some looting and repairing of my clothes. But here's essentially the spoils of all the bear meat that we'll have to, cook over time, obviously. But I do need to vary my diet. So I think I'm going to leave him here. I'm going to quarter that wolf, and I'm going to head over to the camp office. Simply because, I've spent so much time here. These things still need to cure. They're going to take a while. I did look into what you can get with the moose satchel, and you basically get another 5 kilograms of weight, which seems really useful. But the other thing is that the cloak would be really useful for me, especially at this point, because if you look, most of my stuff is damaged. We're not in good shape. So I think personally it would be great if we went back to the camp office, kind of got our bearings. I don't even have gloves. So I may need to go raid the Fluffy's house, if you guys know where I'm talking about. So for now, though, really what I've done is I've kind of taken, an inventory of what we have. Pretty much everything I have is in really bad shape. And I'm going to leave the vast majority of this stuff here. What I am going to do is check my traps real quick. See if I have another rabbit so we can get another rabbit pelt going. By that time, I should be able to pretty much wrap up what I'm doing here. I'm going to take some of the meat with me, obviously, but I'm going to also try and reduce a lot of what I'm bringing. Alright, so we're going to go out, check that trap. See if I can pick up a few sticks around here. I can't quarter this wolf right now. Not that it really matters, because I don't need that food. I've taken his hide, which is really all that matters, and I think by continuing to quarter, I'll, just keep myself here longer, which is really not what I want to do. I've done far more here than I planned to. I just really came to check and see what materials were available. And I was going to head back to the office. But then a dead deer led to a dead moose, led to a dead bear, led to a dead wolf. So now we're still here. It's like 4 or 5 days later. So we're going to grab up some of these sticks, because I want to have some ready to make a fire. What is this? Oh man, I've never seen this. I wonder if this is new. Huh. Wonder if that's a new tunnel they made. It's the middle of the day. I'll walk through here and see if there's anything worth picking up. But here I am going down another rabbit hole again. That's actually something we did need. Full. Okay. That can be very helpful when you're trying to start a fire. Need those sticks that badly. I don't ever remember this cave being here. Alright, well, I'm going to end up spending way too much time in here, and that wasn't the plan. Eventually I'll come back this way, but for now I need to go back to the way I came. That coal will actually be useful as a temporary fix. Well, at least you used to be able to use it as something to increase the length and or heat in your fire. Miss anything over here? Oh, okay. We'll go back out. This is one place I guess I could go to get warm if I couldn't get back to a shelter, but yeah, that's crazy. I've never seen that cave before. I don't think that's new. I must have just never found it, which is insane based off the amount of time I spent here. Alright, so let's move back out. We're going to leave the cave. Again, let me check my trap. You guys notice I really try not to sprint around too much because I don't think it's worth the energy investment for the most part. But there is a feat where you can get reduced energy consumption when you do sprint. Yeah, we did get a rabbit. So that, just FYI, that's why you don't see me use it that much. But I probably will be using it a little more. Just to try and get that feat done. So if you kind of wonder, why the hell are you running? That's really the only reason why, is to put a little bit more in that. Okay, so we got our rabbit.
Might have to drop some gear.
Our snare's still good, however, it doesn't benefit us to place it here if we're going to leave. The carcass will probably just go bad, and, you know, the snare can easily get ruined, so not a benefit for us to do that. Now, if we can, because the temperature's not too bad today, if we can find something to cut firewood, I definitely would. Yep, some birch bark, which isn't bad. I can leave some of that in this shelter. And the plan will be to come back here, obviously, once we get situated. Yeah, so this is good. Because I do have a lot of resources here. Obviously, we have a ton of food here. So I'm going to want to come back. But for now, oh no, do I have charcoal? I don't even remember what that's in. There it is. Walk up here. Okay, good. That at least tells us where some firewood is. Good. Okay. So, kind of know where we're at here. I would like to get to elevation to the left and still make another one. But again, today's not the right day. We're going to be wrapping up for the day and moving back to the camp office. Since I did get that firewood, it's great because I'll be able to clean up some of that water that I have. And it will allow me to cook up some of the rest of that meat. Now, obviously, it can still go bad, but it'll probably save some of it so that I'm able to eat it versus having to let it go bad out here. Oh, hello. So let's see. I think that's the good stuff. That's good. Some bad moose meat somewhere. Oh, maybe I cooked it all. What's the bear meat at? Those are at 37. This one. Oh, not that one. Bear. One moose. Must have cooked it all. That probably was why I got food poisoning. Because it was like 19 or 20 before I cooked it. So I should have known better, but... Alright. So, I gotta cook this rabbit. We'll have another rabbit pelt we can put down. Then we're going to have to lighten our load, so to speak, quite a bit.
Can't feel my hands.
And probably cook a few of these too. So one of the things that you guys did miss in the first, right after I cut the video, the last one, when I was quartering the bear, we were able to get another skill. So our carcass harvesting went up to level 2. You can see there it says 10% reduction in meat harvesting time. I would expect fire starting over the next few days will go up, and I'm going to be doing quite a bit of ice fishing if I can get back there and have enough clothing. That hopefully we'll be able to get a few levels in that as well. So this pelt is one of 4 that we'll need to make our mitts. I'll show you guys those. There's the rabbit skin mitts. You need 4 of those and 2 cured guts. We'll have plenty of guts. We don't have the bear hide to make the coat. We won't have the wolf pelts to make the coat. We won't have the hide to make the boots or the pants. We may end up having to do this, even though my preference would be the satchel, just because I don't have a good jacket right now. So going through here, let's grab this water up. Because I'm going to need to prep that. And then to clear out our inventory. But first thing is first, let's get a fire started. And I'll also take that charcoal. So we're going to go ahead and get our fire started. Even though it's still kind of early in the day, I don't have any books to read, so I'm going to focus on the cooking. Okay, so you can see here we can add coal. I don't know the duration that gives you, but I remember it's a lot and it's a ton of heat. But for now, I'm just going to keep it. Oh, I do have to prep that rabbit. I completely forgot. Which will take some time and that would waste fire, so I'm going to wait till the end. Probably I'm going to bring most of this bear meat with me. He's getting more tired, I think, based off of what we're doing as far as how much weight he's carrying. He is carrying a ton of weight right now. Okay. So I don't want to have to start another fire, so let's see what the rabbit prep time is. Oh, it's tiny. But it's 49 minutes, so yeah, that's not going to be much better. Okay, so what we'll do is we're actually going to throw this log on so that I'm hopefully able to cook it, and I'll go ahead and harvest it now. Keep in mind, that's with the 10% reduction time, so it would have been even longer, probably 54, 55 minutes. Okay, so that guy's gone out of the inventory. Let's see what we need to cook him. Should be able to get through one. Yeah. And that's it for the day. So let's go ahead and eat. I'm going to try and eat with some of my lower percentage food. Now, one of the things that saved me when I got the food poisoning, I actually had antibiotics on me, which I needed to take 2 and rest for 10 hours in order to prevent it. So some of these materials I'm going to leave here. because it's going to weigh me down and I really don't need them. But that's something, if you have them, it's always good because you never know when you're going to get afflicted with that. Typically, especially when you're eating meat like I do. Okay, so let's go back. I'm pretty full. Let me see if there's anything. I might as well just top off since I have all this meat. Alright, so meat's pretty heavy. You guys can see how much it's going to take up. From here, I'm going to go ahead and get rested, and then before the sun comes up, I'll start to look at my inventory and see what we want to reduce. I'll probably put the medical supplies in the medical area. Any of the tools I'll put in the locker. I'll make sure to eat so that I'm not carrying my calories with me. And I'm really going to try and take, you know, bare minimum. Okay, so we're going to go to all of our first aid supplies that we don't need. Now I'm going to bring an extra set back with me. Because I want to have some of the stuff to leave at the camp office. And that's good for there. I had some stuff on the shelf over here. Where are we? I still should be able to sleep. I want to be at as much energy as I can have. Okay, there we go. Alright, so I'm going to put these to try and keep a little more organized. I'll bring that with me and keep it at the other place. Painkillers, I'm just going to leave 2. And that stuff's pretty light, so for the most part, I'm not really carrying a lot of that. This food, I'll keep. Let's put our tools in here. But what do we not need out of this? Keep that can opener. Probably don't need the flare shell. Keep this because we're going to be doing some light fishing. Need the rifle, need that. Don't need 3 sets of this. Keep that. Stones I definitely don't need. But they can be good for rabbit in a pinch. I'll keep the whetstone. It's important. The light food I'll keep. I'll leave some of that here. Some of that here. Occasionally you may need that. Water. Same thing. I don't want to be carrying around a ton of that. Okay, cloth. I really want to keep the cloth, the cured leather. I can drop these, the sticks. I'll leave those on the ground. The cloth I want to keep. Crow feathers I can put over here. These are typical materials that I'll need for arrows once I have there. I'll just keep a couple on me. Let me drop these guts. And drop this pelt. So hopefully by the time we come back, all the stuff's cured. We can at least use it to begin to help us for some things. Can opener we can leave. I'll take that. Most of the rest of that stuff's empty. Don't need the shelf. I'll try and leave a lot of the structure in here too, because I may need to chop it up for firewood eventually. Looks like we're pretty good. So that this cured gut, we can use that if we break down some of the reclaimed wood and make a snare out of it. We really don't need that now because we already have a snare. And then this sapling, I believe, is for arrows or a bow. But again, same thing. We don't need it yet. We still have our rifle. So we're hoping that the sun was a little higher before we travel. So let's walk outside and see what the weather's like before we move. So it's 3 arrows down, meaning that it's pretty cold for me to move right now. So I probably won't move. I'm going to use the time to... actually, I should grab... Let me grab this... I'm going to go ahead and use this one up first. And I'm going to use this time to begin to repair and harvest some of our clothes. Actually, let me take that.
I'm gonna have to leave something behind.
All this stuff that's ruined, I'm gonna cut up. But let me put this knife in here. Okay. And this would be a time also to use your whetstone to sharpen. But for now, I'm gonna focus on the clothing since I'm gonna be traveling. We already have 6 cloth, which is pretty good. I don't see any curtains that we can pull down here, unlike some of the other buildings. So, I'm gonna go ahead and repair some of this clothing. And I typically start out, work in. That's at 84%, it's decent. That's at 44, we probably want to repair that. And I don't expect my repairing to be very good. It's gonna fail quite a bit at the beginning. Which uses up a lot of your sewing kit, but as it gets better, it's a really important skill to use later on. Now we're up to 69. Alright, we're at 94, so that's better. Let's see, I don't have anything there. Decent, new, okay, so that's new. I don't need to do it. This decent one will repair. Actually, it's an 89. I don't want to do that. Wish I had some mittens. Socks also don't help very much. These socks, at least. Okay, our trail boots, also known as boots. Good. We'll fix these last, so hopefully that we'll have a higher percentage chance of fixing them. Okay, those jeans are really bad. Okay, we don't have any more of those materials. So what we can do is we can harvest what we had in these guys. To give us some clothing. Some cloth, rather, back. This was from the bear attack. Luckily, he didn't hurt us, but he did ruin a lot of our clothes. And then he died shortly after that, so... Damp 1, bear 0. Okay, so now let's try and repair. And we're about midday, so it's a good time to travel. So I'll just see if I can fix the boots after this. And then we'll move on. Another thing this does is it reduces our weight since we're, trying to limit what we can do to travel. So we got up to an 82. So if we look at our clothing, we're at a 9%, which is a little bit better. Still, that's should probably be our #1 focus, is getting some more clothing. So we'll come back here eventually. If we find any hides along the way, and we have some hides cured back there, we'll check and see. And when we can bring them back or find a way to get them to each other so that we can make some of the clothing. So the advantage to the clothing, this would be a risk to eat, but the advantage to the clothing that comes from the animals is that, again, you don't want to carry your calories, so top off before you do this. The clothing that comes from the animals is good in that it's really typically weather resistant, waterproof, but when you look at it in comparison to the man-made clothing, it's super heavy. The satchel would be nice that the moose gives, and that it gives us another 5 kilograms of weight, because you can see what I'm carrying right now is already 29, which is a little heavy for traveling especially, but I'm bringing a lot of that meat back with me, which should give me some time to begin to get my ice fishing skill up. So another reason you would leave these guys here is for this. If you want to farm crow feathers, you leave your carcass out on the ground, and they'll continue to fly over. So I'm not going to bring those guts with me. I don't really see a huge advantage to bringing that. We really didn't need them. We had so many. If they're still there when we come back, great. If not, that's fine too. A couple of the things I could have dropped would have been the firewood, but I wasn't sure how much firewood I had where I was going, and there was still firewood around. That. Huh. That's new. I don't remember ever seeing those. But yeah, because I was going to leave the firewood because of the weight, but I simply didn't because I didn't know what I left at the camp office, and by the time we get back, it's going to be super cold. I'm not going to have a chance to farm for that. So look at my map. I don't think I have any of this mapped off, and just since I'm walking through here, I'll map it. I think this is another corpse, but I'm pretty sure we've already checked it. Oh, maybe not. Nope, nothing there. Same thing, grab the feathers when you can. I'll go ahead and map this. And then I'm going to continue on. I'll just keep to the right. It's the easiest way to find your way back to the camp office, just to hug the right side to the train. Excuse me. And then you head to the left. So if I'm on my way and I'm trying to avoid the hills because you can turn your ankles, but if I'm going to find any of these sticks or birch pieces, I'll pick those up for fire starters. And again, I usually leave them. So I can't pick that. Oh, there we go. I usually leave them and, you know, like next to a fireplace or somewhere, because you'll always have more than enough. Today's your lucky day, buddy. We don't need any of you. If I had a bow, I probably would consider just taking out another animal once we get back to the camp office, but they're not as plentiful near the office as they are here. Wolves are. But I think the reason for that is that you have the ice fishing there that you're able to do. In my opinion, once you have ice fishing down, you really don't need to hunt a lot of animals. You use the rifle primarily for protection, because the fishing can be OP. Okay, so since I'm walking around, we have a lot of charcoal. I didn't realize I had 23. But I'll continue to just map as we go until it gets closer to dark. But our temperature's pretty good, all things considered. The weather was good, so we picked a good day to travel. Knock on wood. Luckily, we haven't seen any wolves yet. Wolves seem to be less and less scared by flares and things like that, like they used to be. I'm pretty sure I got all this, but I'm going to double check. Some right here. Sometimes I'll leave stuff that I don't absolutely need. Empty. Rose hips I really don't need. Let's grab another one. Yeah, like I'm carrying 2 kilograms of charcoal. I really don't need that. I do like that when you survey that you're able to see some of the items that are on the ground. Now there's a wolf. Spoke too soon. So I'm just going to try and keep my distance. If he comes at me or turns... Oh, here he comes. Oh, shit. See, that was bad. I lost the shot, and then on top... I mean, he may die, but... That was kind of bad. I wasn't expecting him to rush, because I had given him plenty of room, but I'm carrying meat on me, so that probably is why he came after me. Which is another reason why you usually don't. But I carry the bandages, like I was saying. This is typically part of the, like you call it everyday carry, even when you're traveling around. So it shouldn't be a big deal. If he didn't hurt our clothing, we're probably okay. It will probably die somewhere if I hit it hard enough. Let me check and see what other status effects we have. So I have Old Man's Beard, I think. If not, I should have collected some. Actually, I don't. But I can apply this so that we don't get an infection. I'm more upset about the fact that we lost another rifle round because I need one for Fluffy. If you don't know who Fluffy is, I won't tell you because I don't want to spoil it for you. I kind of already have, but I said Fluffy's house. That's alright. Really don't need any more sticks. Looks like there's plenty of firewood over here, though. Hopefully that wolf is gone for good. Another advantage of the moose hide is that when somebody, like a wolf, would attack you, you get quite a bit of protection from it. So, even though it's heavy, it offers a lot of protection if you have something charge you, like we have, like multiple times now. Okay, so there, like over to the right over there is probably where we're gonna head to the hydro dam. I would really like to work on our ice fishing first. Just depends on how the weather holds. But we made it back, even though we took 2 or 3 days longer than I would have liked. So let's see what we have in here. Luckily we made it before dark. So a couple of things we want to drop. All that. Really don't need it. We probably should clean our... we don't really need to clean it yet. I should sharpen my axes at some point. Go ahead and drop this food inside, even though I usually don't. I can drop that meat outside. So I just don't want to be carrying that. It looks like our clothing didn't do too bad. Probably because we hit him with a hatchet. He charged. I'll put right here some of the fire starters so we don't have to carry it. Got enough of those. Alright. So that's all dropped. So what did I miss? Anything in here? No, nothing there. A chair we can break down for firewood. Break down these chairs for cloth and firewood. Curtains for cloth to repair our goods. Radio, I need something else to fix. I don't remember what... Oh, I need a hacksaw and I can chop that up. There's fishing line, so I can probably make... fishing tackle, which will give me another one to use. Might be able to use one more. No, I'm missing another hook. Alright. So we got tables and chairs. Here's the first aid kit where we can drop some of those things that I brought back specifically for it. The rest of it we probably need. That's the back door. So let's go upstairs and see what we have. If we left anything up there. Looks like this place is pretty bare, so I must have taken everything already. Oh, hello. Again, more tables that we could beat up. A book we could use for firewood. Doesn't look like we left a lot. An extra bedroll. in here? Oh, okay, here we go. Probably need to put that in there. Okay, so do I have stuff that I can leave? Take some of those crow feathers. That sewing kit. That sewing kit, I'll just take this one. Use this snare. Well, I don't know if there's any bunnies, but I guess I could use it. Try to put that shirt on, hopefully I can. All these out. Put them back in the med kit. I really don't need an accelerant. Sometimes it's good to have for emergencies, but I really don't need it. That in here. That. I'm not wearing that. I'll put that over there. Okay. Usually carry the whetstone, but I don't really think I should, truthfully, but that's alright. Okay, there's nothing here. That, oh, sweet.
What have we here?
I missed that. It's awesome. I can use that to help start fires. Okay. Get more fire. Okay, so the magnifying glass was a good find. I must have missed it the first time through. So I'll put my feathers in this drawer. Let's put all of them in there. Okay. Alright. I'm going to need to start a fire, so I probably need to go get some more firewood before it gets dark. It's approaching that now anyway. And then tomorrow our objective will be to go out. Yeah, it's pretty cold right now. Our objective tomorrow will be to go out there and hit the ice shacks. Hopefully there won't be any wolves, but don't see any firewood that way. Walk up here and see if we can find something. And I do have a little bit, but it's not enough to get me situated here. There's some sticks, which I could use in a pinch, just a bunch of sticks, but it doesn't last nearly as long. Let's go this way for a few minutes and see. I expected it to be over there, but looks like it's just some branches. Well, I don't see any. So we'll have to use what we have. For now, I'll grab some more sticks, and at least we can use the sticks for a little bit. Which will get us going. I'll take one look over here real quick and see. We usually don't spend a lot of time over here. Once I looted this area, I didn't really come back, so. There's a tree that's down, but can't harvest that. Must have left something in here. Oh, just never looted it. Oh, maybe I never did come over here. Yeah, because the carcass is still here. And I kind of want that hide. I wonder how long it would take me to get the hide off of it. It's completely frozen. Let's just do it. Okay. Gotta make our way back.
Can't feel my feet.
And I'm really grabbing all these sticks, guys, just because they're only going to add a few minutes to being able to make water. And really, that's it. That's all I'll be able to do tonight, probably, is make water, because I don't have a lot of food. Tomorrow's plan, since I at least got the hide off that deer, which is good, because I don't...
Goddamn freezing.
Truthfully, I don't need the meat. Because I have a lot on me, and if I can get some during fishing, then I should be good. I'm worried I might break, some of my tackles, since I only have 2 or 3 lines, and that usually isn't enough to start, because you break a lot. But if I break it, I guess I can have the guts I can go back to, and then we can go back and get that deer. I'm hoping that the fish will at least get us started, so I can begin to move to a few other places, and again, we can get our bearings. Okay. Not going to use accelerant.
Come on.
Oh, that was pretty lucky.
Turned out pretty well.
So 10 sticks will give us about 70 minutes. Cook our rabbit. Then we're gonna have to make some water. Probably grab 5 more of those. And we'll be able to make our water.
Not sure why I feel so tired.
And we aren't going to even bring all this water with us, but we'll be able to drink some. Drink some now, drink some when we wake up. Hopefully we'll find some firewood off to the side as we go to the ice fishing shack. So in order for ice fishing truthfully to work, you have to have really good clothing, or you have to get pretty lucky with the weather, because you spend a long time opening the hole to fish in, unless you fish in the same one day after day. And then the second thing is, you spend hours upon hours sitting there fishing, so normally your guy just gets cold. So you can heat a stove, which is something we may look at doing, which will keep it a little bit warmer. But still, I mean, it can be really cold. So you have to, hopefully you get lucky is really what you think. That's what you want to hope for. Oh, let me drink, and I might as well eat before I go to bed. I don't need that. I'll go ahead and sleep and hope for the best when it comes to the weather tomorrow. Eat this and take the chance before it goes completely bad. Then eat this. Don't kill your calories if you can help it. Okay. Alright, sun's still not up. We need a few more hours. Try and sleep until we're fully rested at least. Okay. So we got light source. Okay, don't care. You guys don't care to read that. Okay. Alright, let's hope for the best with the weather. And if not, we're going to have to go harvest that deer, I think. Is that a scarf? Did I walk right by that? I walked by that like 100 times, probably. Oh, it's just cloth. Like, oh shit, can I put that on? Since my clothing sucks? Okay, it's still early in the morning. It's snowing pretty heavy. So, we definitely don't want to do that now. So what we can do is work on some of our skills for a few hours. Let's try and what I try and do that during the early mornings and the afternoons. So sewing kit, you notice you don't see anything on here. I thought they did have something for sharpening at one point. I don't know if it was taken out of the game or not. Let me try and clean the rifle and see if that gives us any skill. Try that. That sounds actually really good. Yeah, okay, so there is a cleaning skill. Okay, that's better. Okay, so let's sharpen some of these guys. Looks like it's just not one of the major skills. It's must be just one of the, I guess, our minor skill. And as the sun gets closer to midday is when I'll go out there to fish. It should be as long as there's no wind. Hopefully the snow's stopped. Okay, let's try it now. Okay, it's not as bad. So we'll go give it a shot. Oh good, a wolf. Son of a bitch. 2 wolves. Ah. 3 wolves. Okay. Well, that's a hard pass, guys. Hopefully they'll move on. Because I don't have enough ammunition to deal with 3 of them. And we could kill that deer for some meat, but again, same thing, we don't... If we look, we only have 2 rounds left on our rifle. The wolves being on the ice makes it real difficult to be productive. One thing you can do is sometimes you can scare the deer into the wolves. They'll run to them. I found that more and more difficult as the game went through more and more updates, though, so I'm not going to try and do that. I just tend to waste a ton of energy. We'll go this way. Harvest that deer. I'm going to go look for some firewood. That deer may not even still be good to be able to eat, I don't know. Oh, see, we shouldn't be carrying that. That's a mistake. That is definitely my bad. Okay. Luckily, it won't take too long. It's still pretty cold. See what condition. Oh, the meat's really bad. I can still cook it and try, but that I'll have to have antibiotics on hand for that one.
My fingers feel numb.
But not having gloves really stinks. So let's go down here, explore this for a few minutes. I may need to go into the dam, truthfully, at this point. Not having firewood, it might be my only choice. I might be able to harvest some in there, or at least scrounge some up somewhere. Let's see what we've got up here, and then if we have to, we'll go back to the office. If the other things, if the dam's closer, we'll go there. So we're going to be at risk for hypothermia soon. Hopefully there's something around here that we can put to use. Well, that works. Better than nothing, I guess, but not much in there. Okay.
Wait. I'm so cold.
Can I go up here? Is there something up here? No. Somewhere I would have liked to map off too, but I left all that charcoal back there. I guess that's all right. So really, at this point, I just want to go find a shelter to warm up a little bit. I don't remember exactly where the next hut is. Doesn't look like it's that way. I think I'll go back this direction. Really just looking for anything to get out of the cold, to drop the hypothermia off, since it's still early in the day, and then I can continue to move on. We'll check over here. This isn't it. We'll move to the other side. Like I was telling you guys, it's really important that you have really good clothing before you go out too far and start exploring. Our clothing's decent enough for us to move quite a bit, but may not be at the point where I want it to be. So I think we'll just have to head over here. I was hoping there would be just a little building to go in and out of, but there's the dam, which is where we're headed. Hopefully there's not anything guarding it. Sometimes the wolves like to hang out around here. Down there, I think there's some saplings too. Yeah, right there. We can use for, I think those are for the arrows. Okay, so this looks different from the last time I had been here. This must have changed in the updates too. As long as I don't see wolves, I'm good. And this will give us some areas that we can check for some items. So this was a good thing that we came here. Cardboard box. Oh, again, flares I really don't need. Oh, wood matches, that's good. Old bedroll. Some of this stuff I'm just going to have to use for cloth and things like that. So if we had a hacksaw, we could break that down. Obviously, we don't have one yet. I think there might be one. Dog food, that'll have to work. Delicious. Not much in here, though. That old bedroll is okay. It's not something I'm going to bring with me. But there are some things in here that we could break down and use. Oh, that's nice. And use for some resources. I'm going to bring that flare in case, because I might be able to use it in the dam. I'll bring that. Yeah, that would give us 6 cloth. So I got to remember that if we happen to need cloth. We have quite a bit right now. There's a bunch of mushrooms. Sometimes there's little stuff around these structures that you miss. I don't see anything there though. And same thing outside sometimes. There's like you'll see a hatchet or a rifle be behind a building or... Oh, thank goodness. Mittens. Boots for your hands. Alright, here we go. That'll help a bunch. Looks like this is going to be the same story, except at least there's a bed in here. We could sleep if we get stuck here.
That'll be
nice. That's really helpful later on. Oh, I think that'll give me a second pair of socks. Can't harvest it because I don't have the cloth. Alright, let's check these lockers. Come on, rifle. Okay, that one's locked, but we can use that crowbar. That's why I bring it. Whoops.
This stuff will come in handy.
Oh, okay. Those, I think, are the best socks in the game. So with that, let's fix these socks. Should be able to fix these. Okay, those are new now. See, off. Where are those? There. It's 84. It's 89. 55. Try and fix these. Okay. We're up to 11% warmth bonus, which is 2 degrees higher than what we had, 2 degrees Celsius higher than what we had. We have a bed that we're able to sleep in. We did get a few good materials out of here. There's a drink. Okay. So we'll go out here, see what's in this Jeep. And hopefully we'll have something in here worthwhile. Treasures? Oh. Soda. Hello? Sometimes there's stuff laying around. I'll try to enter on this side, see if I can see anything. Nothing in the back. Sometimes you can see some stuff in here, but no. So, whoops. Okay, we'll leave here. Alright. Look around for wolves. Don't see any. There's probably some materials around here that we can harvest if we can find some. Scavenge, I guess I should say. Probably laying on the ground somewhere. Since our temperature went back up, we can spend a little bit of time out here. Would think there might be a hatchet or a crowbar. And then the crows will tell us if there's a dead body that we can search. Yeah, there's another deer. And I don't really see anything else. Would have thought there might have been an axe or tool laying around somewhere. There's only 1 kilogram of meat left. But the hide's probably worth taking. Just is so heavy. We'll get it on the way back to the camp office. Doesn't do us a lot of good to carry it around with us. We're going to be in here. So guys, since we've made it just about an hour, I'm going to go ahead and shut it down here. The next episode we'll come back and we'll explore some of the dam. Probably go back to the camp office to drop off what we've already scrounged. And, I mean, you can see there's going to be a lot of stuff to loot in here. So, we'll have a lot of time to go through here and find, I'm sure we'll have new tools. You can see lockers all over the place. All kinds of surprises in here. Trash cans, drawers. There's a lot of looting to be done here. For now, I'm going to call it. We'll end this here, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Hopefully you like these. Let me know in the comments what you want to see. If you want to see more of these. Thanks for watching. See ya.